Hello everyone, welcome to Environment Updates with Dr. Vivek Rana. So topic for today's discussion is COP28 at Dubai. So the COP Conference of Parties 28 has concluded. So we'll be decoding 5 key outcomes from the landmark summit. So some critics are hailing the summit or the outcome of UAE Consensus as the beginning of end of era of fossil fuels, while others are saying it is a litany of loopholes. So, 5 key outcomes from this year's COP28 are: the first and foremost is that world leaders or nations have agreed and called for transitioning to away from fossil fuels in a gradual and orderly, equitable manner to achieve the ambitious goal of net zero by 2050. That's the most important outcome. For the first time, there's a reference to fossil fuels. The second key outcome was an early breakthrough which was achieved in form of loss and damage fund. So the fund which was announced last COP27 at Sharm el Sheikh has finally been operationalized. Already $800 million have been funded, and now, but the global ask, if we look at the larger picture of the themes, that every year disaster costs on rough basis $400 billion loss. So island and vulnerable countries were expecting a little more from this front as well. The third key outcome is regarding renewable energy. So world leaders have committed that globally the share of renewable energy would be tripled and energy efficiency would be increased by 2 times by 2030. So you can expect 11,000 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2030 year. Quite a bold, you could say, commitment. The fourth key outcome pertains to that the first time there was a global stock take of greenhouse gas emissions. It is part of the broader racket mechanism. Every year, you could say every 5 years, country would be expected to review their ambitious environment pledges, which we call intended nationally determined contributions. And the fifth is that the world leaders have agreed to accelerating zero or low emission technologies, especially carbon capture and utilization storage methods, and also strive for, you could say, substantially reducing methane emissions by 2030. Even though some critics point out that there are no numerical targets which are being highlighted, so these are just vague, you could say, deliverables. If you look at the larger picture, still we can say that COP was much better than the last two COPs, and it's a, you could say, small step in right direction if we look at the larger picture of things. So let's hope in COP29, which is scheduled to be held in Baku, Azerbaijan, brings more positive steps. And the COP30 is going to be at Belém, Brazil. So stakes are quite high at that historic venue once again. So if you have any specific doubts regarding COP28 which you feel are not able to grasp under the summit or editorials, feel free to connect. Thank you very much. I hope this small session was a useful one to update your facts regarding COP20.